You know what, Doug? I think John and Steve probably have indications right now, but we've only done maybe a scrimmage where we actually had kind of to separate the coaches and call the plays, signal them the plays, and I think that's going to be determined early on in August camp as who's going to be up, who's going to be down. I mean, who best fits the needs of the coordinators.
So it's their call and not yours? I mean, for instance, a Tom O'Brien on the field or in the box?
I think in talking to Steve that I don't know if Steve's style is to be an in-the-box coordinator. Obviously, you'd like to have your experienced coaches on both levels, on the field and up in the box. And I think once we find out where Steve feels comfortable, where the call the plays on the field and in the box, we'll see how the other offensive coaches fit. As far as Tom and being on the field, that's something that that perhaps I would even take advantage of. So it's something, a conversation Steve and I would have. Defensively with John, he likes to be in the box. He likes to be up there doing his thing, and I think that who's on the field will be predicated about based on how he likes to organize things and run things. So we'll determine that early on in August, for sure.
Mike, you've mentioned the staff, the new staff members several times, and when you hired Tom, you specifically mentioned his head coaching experience and organizational and management skills. How do you think his presence, now that you've had him since when, January, has helped the program and you just from a structural and organization standpoint?
Yeah, it's no secret that when Coach O'Brien went to Boston College, I was on his staff. He recruited my brother Paul to Virginia, so I've been around Obi, Tom, for a while. And one of the great things about Tom is that he's about the process. He's done it at Boston College and at NC State. I think that having a prior relationship with him, at Virginia and on to Boston College, provided an opportunity for him to say yes, to come back to Virginia at this point in time in his coaching career. He sat in the same chair that I occupy right now as the head coach. He's had to make decisions, academically, socially, coaching staff-wise, and there's a valued amount of experience that you always try to get from a man like Coach O'Brien. And I think that it'll help me be a better coach, managing of the players, of dealing with coaches. There's different scenarios that happen during the course of a season. He's been there, done that.
Yeah. So, I mean, are there specific things where you've leaned on him and his advice? Or?
Dave, I would say through the conversations of how you do certain things, sure. I mean, one of the specifics is as far as the recruiting aspect. When I've been there in Virginia in the past, when recruiting kickers, it's always try to find maybe those talented kickers. I mean, they're the guys that, like the Connor Hugheses of the world, that walk on and become good kickers. A structure that Tom has used and has offered up was, take 3 of your scholarships that you have allotted and then use them specifically for a kicker or a snapper or a punter. And it's some of the reasons why. So I was at a different philosophy with that, and him having to the ability to inject. This is what we've done in the past, or what he's done in the past. Those type of things have been, as far as information, have been the types of information things provided that has been pretty good, because it gives you another way to look at how you do things.
So if you have 3 scholarships, say, reserved for special teams, would the other 82 be divided 41-41 offense, defense to get you that balance in the program?
Yes, you divide it up on offense, defense the other way. But when you look at recruiting, that it's amazing how you can have, like, let's just say, for instance, the best kicker in the country, and they're not as highly rated. But what you need to find is guys that have that range, accuracy, or the distance. And that's why the advent of all these camps that have come about, that when you find those guys that can do that and have the scholarship skills to help win a game, the kickoffs, kick the ball deep in the end zone, when you find those guys, then you might as well scholarship. You know, just as you would take a skilled player who can go the distance on a deep pass, if you have a kicker that can kick it consistently into the end zone and he's good, then, you know, if it warrants into the 3 scholarship level of that, then let's go after it. And hopefully it's reflective of what we're doing now and what we'll continue to do, you know, as we move forward. I put Matt Fortin on scholarship. He's our snapper. He's snapped for 2 years in a row. He's done an excellent job. And also put Alex Olezanek. Did I get that right, Nate?
Zenilek.
I'm sorry.
Just think Vo and then Zenil.
Okay, got you. And I put him on scholarship as well. So, and of course, we're addressing some other issues with this recruiting class. So I think that's kind of the way we're going to start moving forward with this. And that's the benefit of having an experienced coach like Tom.
Speaking of recruiting, I'm trying to figure out what